in a recession, we are now in a recession, in an age where we're talking about, what are you going to do for a living? Going to college just doesn't seem like the right thing to do anymore. But I could be wrong, because right now, if you really, really wanted to, you could take a college course in Harry Styles' Masculinity.
I appreciate the quotation marks.
And you,
yes.
like Dr. Louis Dean Valencia, could be an associate professor of digital history.
Whatever that means.
Whatever the hell that means.
So I want you to remember this. We're not political here, but every time people are like, I want you to pay off my student loans and I want student loan forgiveness, just remember that the person who is likely asking for student loan forgiveness took a course, at least one course like this.
So I'm trying to go off about this. Basically, Texas State University is offering a course called Harry Styles and the Cult of Celebrity: Identity, the Internet, and European Pop Culture, starting in spring of next year, and students are going to be enrolling for it this fall. And we have this flyer for it that describes the course. It's focused on British musician Harry Styles, popular European culture, to understand the cultural and political development of the modern celebrity as related to questions of gender and sexuality, race, class, nation, and globalism, media, fashion, fan culture, internet culture, and consumerism. So clearly this is just a wide span of expertise for your future career path.
I want to know
boy bands.
Right.
What job, like if somebody comes to you and says, I couldn't get a job out of college, well, what did you major in? I majored in Harry Styles.
Well, they're literally leaning into the underwater basket weaving, lesbian dance theorying.
We were just making fun of them when they said that.
Which I don't mean to like trash all education. Obviously, education is important, but no, you know what? We're wrong. We're uncultured swine, and Harry Styles is absolutely just the pinnacle of highbrow art.
Where does this skill set translate to the real world?
I think, okay, before we even
what is the skill set anyway?
We need to show the TikTok of the professor, because the professor is almost more interesting in this story because he is going on a complete ego trip with his press junket about this course.
Go.
All right, let's...
So it is official. I am teaching a class on Harry Styles.
It's jarring, huh?
You might have seen something about it on social media. So kind of to give you an idea, the class is called Harry Styles and the Cult of Celebrity. And the idea of the class is that we're really just going to look at the history of the last 12 years. So starting with Harry's first introduction to the world stage, and kind of think about not just reading his favorite books, things like Murakami and Watermelon Sugar. We're going to look at some Richard Brautigan poetry, which maybe see some of the stylistic influences.
It sounded like you said erotomanic sugar, not watermelon sugar.
And also just learn more about the things that he is passionate about. So thinking about issues of sexism, queerphobia, racism, gun control, and a slew of other topics that we'll get into. But really the class is meant to be sort of a way of not just looking at Harry Styles, but it's really meant to be a way of learning about the world that we live in.
Just cut
so
it.
Isn't about his...
That's not even half of the video. But basically, like, this guy is... And his tweet says it all. He ended his tweet announcing this course saying... This is what tenure looks like. Let's go.
Yes.
Tenure looks like geeking out about this boy band that you liked when you were in college and acting like you are an intellectual for doing so.
And wasting your money.
Wasting the money and time of students.
That you will later blame one of the funniest things about that argument is I was like, ever notice whenever people like want debt forgiveness, they never blame the colleges, they always blame the government. And as somebody who loves to blame the government, I'm just saying, like, they never hold the colleges responsible for making
this person taught at Harvard.
And yes, I know that these two are I know that college and government are inextricably linked.
It's an abusive relationship.
I understand that. But I'm saying, like, right now, I have very little sympathy for somebody who's like, look, I've got $100K in student loan debt.
Oh no!
And it's like, well, what did you major in? And I know that this is not a major course that they're taking.
It's not a major
but it's going to cost you money. You have to spend money to do this. I mean, I bet you could be a Harry Styles fan club member all on your own. Like, you could do that at home. Like, you could cut out pictures. You could put hearts around him. You don't have to pay money for that outside of the marker and the magazine and the tape to put it up on your wall.
This is just proving that college is becoming daycare.
Yeah.
But I'm interested in, like, the aspect of this that is showing, like, celebrity worship has really gotten out of control. That, like, we're talking about a still living, breathing celebrity, not any kind of cultural icon that has passed into the sands of time or anything that needs to be revisited, but somebody who is still relevant and still influencing the culture. And we're analyzing their career to gain insights about, like, gender and sexuality, about globalism.
I would love to know what this guy's position is on globalism.
I'm sure it's overall positive.
When I couldn't travel to do my regular research, I started researching Harry, focusing on his art, the way masculinity has changed in the last decade, celebrity culture, and the internet, the professor told Dallas-Fort Worth NBC.
I'll say it's unfair that a lot of these headlines framed this situation as it's a class on masculinity from Harry Styles, like through the lens of Harry Styles. That's not what it's about. I think they just took that one comment and twisted the focus of the course. Yeah. Either way, it's stupid enough to dunk on it regardless.
Yes.
And I obviously, as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube later on, the thumbnail of this video is playing into that. But, you know, all in good fun, whatever. It's stupid enough on its face for really what it is. And it's also showing that, like, these, like, faux intellectuals have no consequences for, like, just degrading society.
I have to disagree. I do not think this is stupid, and here's why.
Okay.
First of all, we're talking about it. Second of all, he got exactly what he wanted. Mm-hmm. This went viral. There are news stories about it. It's true that the headlines are mischaracterizing
How
what
is
it's
he
about.
benefited by it going viral, though?
He has
his tenure anyway.
Look, all people want anymore, and I mean almost all people within, like, a certain age bracket want is virality and clicks and notoriety. They don't care if it's good. They don't care if it's bad. He's getting what he wants. And I think that he has some interesting ideas here. If it weren't couched from a left-wing perspective, and you're free to disagree with me, I feel like this is something you could teach as, like, a library class.
The idea of cult of celebrity.
Right.
Okay. Frame it in the context of, like I was thinking earlier, like, if there was, like, I know a couple of people who, if there was a course at a college on the music of Prince, they would probably do
that's
something
interesting,
like that.
right?
Sure. But this is so modern and so current, and now if
it lacks perspective.
Now if the course was just, in fact, is it even possible to say that you lose out on the benefit of alternative perspectives by just making it a course on cult of celebrity in current year? Right?
Oh my gosh, you got a second one.
Thank you for the second crisis party.
Just by having it about more than just Harry Styles, or is this guy just like, I know a lot about Harry Styles, I'm going to make a course about Harry Styles?
That's exactly what he's doing, because he admitted himself later in that TikTok, well, I'm actually just a very big personal fan of Harry Styles.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys.
Listening to One Direction got me through my PhD program.
Okay, cool. Good for you.
Yeah. Like,
and I know programs like this have existed in colleges for a long time. There's something about this that feels incredibly.
It came to my attention earlier today from Hannah Claire, actually, that they already did a course at Rutgers back in 2014 on Beyonce.
Yeah, they did. I do remember that.
I remember that.
I think it was called Politicizing Beyonce.
But was it the goal? Or just like examining it?
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it enough. But this is no new phenomenon.
Right. But this is also Trojan horse. All of those topics that he just mentioned. Okay. Yeah. So I want you to think about this. You're a fresh-faced college student, and you've just come home from your first semester at Texas whatever university.
Honor college.
Right. Your honors, and your mom's like, well, what did you study this quarter? Well, I took a course on Harry Styles. And if your parents are generous, they're like, oh, well, I don't give all right, that's kind of interesting. And then what they don't tell you is that what you're really talking about is gender, sexuality, race, class, nation. I'm assuming they mean nationalism versus globalism, fashion, fan culture, internet culture, and consumerism. There's 4 courses worth of stuff there.
Harry Styles' name recognition as the vehicle for all of the messages that they want to implant in those students anyway.
Which is evil.
Yeah.
Which makes this guy a evil genius.
And also I want to mention one of the requirements for this course is that each student creates a podcast.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of interesting. We do not need more podcasts, first of all. Let me just say.
No, but I would love to know if you need to create a podcast about Harry Styles from some different angle, and there are 50 different podcasts about Harry Styles.
Seriously, I don't want that. The world does not need that. My gosh.
I just don't know what to do about
I don't think education needs to be purely utilitarian either. Okay, you're not becoming an electrician, but this is the absolute extreme.
Get rid of generals, I say. If you want to cut down on costs, get rid of generals. Yep, make it.
I mean, that's what they do internationally.
I think that makes the money. If we're gonna, put it this way, as long as they're gonna keep complaining about their student debt and expecting regular people to foot the bill for their student debt, get rid of generals and don't allow them to waste their money on this type of stuff. Or at the very least, get the government out of subsidizing this crap.
What do you guys think of the fact that there is now such a thing as a digital historian? Someone who only studies the last 12 to 20 at most years.
That's not surprising. I mean, we are moving into kind of a digital age with AI and stuff and Neuralink. So,
and to be fair, what I was mentioning earlier about how fast news, information, and in general move through digital space, that history is created much faster now.
Guys, I went to the site to see how much this college costs per year. Mm-hmm. They have prospective honor students, current honor students, interested in current faculty, honors college alumni, and then they have Black Lives Matter. So we can kind of see the direction this school is going in. It's not good. And this to me is just more of the same nonsense from this ridiculous
What is the cost?
I couldn't figure it out. They won't tell you.
It's a very large tuition check that your parents are going to have to cut so that you can learn about watermelon sugar.
Yeah, yikes.
That's
literally cringe.
I hate it. Hey, you do think? I mean,
I hate the show that the professor is making on social media of what a star he is for even thinking something up like this. It's just the ultimate patting oneself on the back, and academia is all about that.
Oh yeah, it's bad, especially tenured people.
It's one of those things where it's I felt like there's a lot to dunk on about this, but for the most part, I just think I actually think it's more insidious than I'm actually originally giving it credit for, given that all of the topics that they're covering have very little to do with Harry Styles.
It drives me mad thinking about as well Harry Styles' own reaction to finding this out, which I'm sure he has by now, because he he acts like he is some kind of cultural icon that he is not. He is some kind of his career is a milestone in art. He really believes himself to be on the level of the Beatles or I don't know, David Bowie. He really acts as if he is a visionary, and he is not.
If I remember correctly, there's also college courses on Stan Lee, the comic book.
He's kind of interesting, though.
Yes, I believe, or at the very least, on making comics. Obviously, there's courses on the impact of video games, all of that stuff. But I hear all that stuff, and all I can ever think about when they talk about it is these are the people that are going to be complaining about their student debt in T-minus 4 years.
Correct.
And that bugs me because it's they always want the good thing when it's there. And then you can, it's like the female actresses who lean into their sexuality when they're younger. And I can see the articles that are going to come out 10 years from now about how they felt exploited as they lean into it now.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I don't totally agree with what you're saying, because even people who get degrees in what they are fully, conditioned to believe are viable career options, even if they are specialized skills that they find they can't find work these days, or they're underpaid and overworked, or they're forced to work from home, or under like extremely restricted and regulated conditions. It's just
You can cut down on the tuition.
I don't believe that people going to college, like I don't believe that a stupid 18-year-old going to college without understanding the consequences of what they're doing is their fault.
Okay. I mean, I
If
don't.
you want to fight back against that, then do
I
it.
don't know where I fall. I guess on the context of like, if you're 18, you're an adult, you can make those choices. I think there's more than enough information out there now, especially for people under the age of 18, to see the problems people are having
Right.
paying
I don't
back
think
their
you fully
student
understand
loans.
how stupid and how conditioned they are.
It's pretty bad. It's getting pretty bad.
If you believe that Harry Styles is this level of importance to society,
Well, then we're infantilizing them further, and then we prevent them from growing up further down the line. And
I don't
actually
think
saying,
acknowledging their infantilization further infantilizes them.
So the idea that he can't, if they get rid of a course like this, and I understand, look, they're never going to be able to get rid of all the risk in colleges for them, right? But putting stuff like this up there, and my issues with this are more to do with the way the language is couched, with making it about Harry Styles, but really about making it more of this other stuff. I just don't think it helps, and I would rather see a far more utilitarian approach to college. That's just my perspective on it.
Disagree.
Agree to disagree.
We do that here. We agree to disagree.
That's good. That's great. I love it.
Let's get to super
Yes.
chats then.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Mary said, shout out to all the Marys here. We're forming our own club,
too many.
the Mary Band of
They're too
Marys.
powerful.
Thanks
Oh, I like
for the
that.
laughs, everyone.
All of them wanting to go to take pointless
That's
college
cute.
courses that will serve them no purpose in their future.
Yeah. Good for them.
Like Thomistic metaphysics.
Yes, exactly.
Caper2X said, I got my BS in nursing, hard science, no basket.
Yes, exactly.
No basket weaving.
Yeah, but even those fields are getting really infiltrated with this stuff. It's unsettling.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Hobbit said, something is wrong with this. They got the wrong person. Harry Styles doesn't even sound like Chet Hanks.
See,
I know,
okay,
right?
okay, all right.
fair.
Let's. I could entertain the idea of a Chet Hanks college course, but
Yes, he's
but here's
so
the idea.
interesting.
He changes his
You'd
tune.
have to get fit.
But here's the idea.
You could drink.
The idea here is that you can't take out a student loan to get it, and you get a discount on your tuition
what he
with
would
every
want.
Amount of muscle mass you gain.
Yes.
You get a discount.
Like with every 10 pounds added to your bench press.
Yes.
Yeah.
The more jacked you get, the cheaper your tuition. So
I love that.
And a daily sobriety test to make sure that
Oh my
you're
gosh,
staying
yes.
sober and getting jacked. Let's go.
I want Chet Hanks
Let's
school.
go.
Let's go. School of Hanks. There you go.
F off said, I'm a goldsmith and have been thinking about teaching repair on a on a campus.
Yes.
That'd be awesome. Like
After seeing this, I'm positive I can get approved
oh
for
yeah,
a class.
community college. Yes, that would be.
That
really
would be
cool.
awesome. Yeah,
Shop
th-
Yeah,
class,
people are
bring back
doing
shop.
trades a lot more often now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all the people that I know that this is like kind of it's a cliche to say now. All the people that I know that are financially successful and happy with their lives all went to trade school.
Oh, interesting.
At least I shouldn't say all. The ones who seem to pound for pound to have done the most with their lives, built businesses, or at the very least are high up in
Yeah.
their trade.
I went to trade school.
My
Yeah.
brother went to trade school. My brother loves his job. Like it's one of those things. All my friends that went to 4-year colleges, a couple of them are successful, but for the most part, their success is countered by how much they paid to go
Right,
there.
how much
so
they still
that's
owe.
still hanging over their head. And it's like, is the field you're in? It's not like they chose fields. They're not doctors.
I think there's a generational and class related problem there because of course I find a way to like turn around and blame it on boomers, but like boomers have told their children that trade school is not a viable option
true.
and that higher education
Absolutely.
is the only way
that is
to have a future.
I mean, this has been.
That's why I think like, how are we going to blame this like stupid teenager?
It's
Responsibility.
that's one of those things where like even like I watch every movie and TV show that I like, and it's like I want to get my kids to college. I want to get my kids to college, and the dad's got like a job like that makes like fairly good money, but he's just got 4 kids. I was like, that kid doesn't need to go to a 4-year college to have a better life. They just need to structure their life better and choose a profession that works for them, right?
Exactly.
Like it's become this kind of catch-all term for like you've reached the promised land once you've gone to college. You're on to a better life, which, as we know, doesn't really work out that way all the time.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.